Now I know if you don't know what you're looking at here, you've probably got some questions. Questions like, hey man, what the fuck? Or even, hey man, no seriously, what the fuck? Like, this game looks like the visual equivalent of hitting your funny bone with a grenade. But I promise you that this game right here is great, and it plays smoother than spreading butter on a hot bagel. And I think that if you have not experienced it and you're willing to give it a chance, it could be one of your favourite games. Hell, maybe after a few hours of playing it, you'll have new questions, kind of like, hey man, what the fuck? This little game here is called Cruelty Squad, and for most people, when they first see it, including myself, they go, ooh, what the fuck is that? And then I started playing it, and then at one point I realised that I was in the casino level, and I was fishing in the lake in the casino, trying to get a rare fish that's worth $1 million so I could invest in a house. And I was playing that, and I realised I'd spent like 20 minutes doing that, even though the music in the background was this. And I thought, I need to go outside. And don't worry, I'm aware that nothing I just said there made any fucking sense. I am completely aware of that. So I'd like to just talk about this game and tell you why I think it's so good and why I love it. Even though going in, I was the type of person that was like, I'm never gonna fucking like this. What the f? Because the way people talk about it, it's the same vein as like, have you ever met someone that listens to Death Grips and you don't? The way they talk about Death Grips makes it so unappealing to listen to. You've not heard of Death? Oh my god, if you listen to Death Grips, you're gonna shit, and you're gonna shake, and then you're gonna piss yourself, and then you're gonna come. That doesn't make me want to listen to it. Because at the end of the day, Cruelty Squad, the game, is actually very simple, like gameplay-wise. A lot of people describe it as if Hitman mixed with Deus Ex, then with like a sprinkling of speedrunning on top of it.
Oh my god, daddy!
There's much more to it than that, but if you break it down to the most basic level, yeah, you're kind of like a hitman, and you go into missions, and you kill people. There was a moment in one of the first missions where I was like, I love this game. You go to kill a target, and you go into his house, and I went up to his room, and in his room, all the walls are just Funko Pops. Like, they're made of Funko Pops. And then you speak to this guy that you're about to kill. And he's just really excited to show you his extensive collection of Funko Pops. Then I did what anyone would do. And I blew his head clean off his shoulders. Because that's what we should do with people that own Funko Pops. I got really mean there. I'm sorry, I got really aggressive. I had a can of white before I recorded this. I'm fueled up, baby. So on Steam, Cruelty Squad described itself as an immersive power fantasy simulator. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. From the satisfying explosion of a headshot, to the way your gun muffles slowly over time as ammo depletes, it's just satisfying to play. The basics are you're dropped in a mission with targets to kill, you do that any way you wish, and then you get the hell out as quickly as possible. And when I started playing this game, I was not having a good time. You know when you throw a brick in a washing machine? I was getting rattled. Like, if you want to reload your gun, you have to hit down the right mouse button and then cock the mouse like a goddamn shotgun. You get used to it. The first few hours, I felt like the game was taking the piss out of me. I was like, how the fuck am I meant to know what's going on? What is happening? Oh wait, the toilet, if you shoot the toilet, it becomes a chemical right, okay, sick. Okay, the fall damage is immense. Jesus Christ. But you get a car. But even though I was kind of struggling, I held on because I was having a good time. I'd get further in the level without losing as much health. And then once you start to get the hang of it, you start getting some upgrades, some abilities. In this game, you can get body augments. So basically, you can like change your body to like, so you can get boosters put in the bottom of your feet that spew out, like spew every time you jump. It gives you a double jump. You can use a grappling hook, which is like an intestine. There's a lot of weird stuff. You pick your weapons, you pick what f***ing weird body augmentations you want, and you go in there and you're left to kind of figure it out yourself. And when you play these missions first, you're playing them like you would as a gamer. You got the gamer mindset. You know, you're going in, finding a path, shooting your way in, get to the end, kill the guy. But once you start like learning how this game works, you're kind of encouraged to break the game. Like, yes, you could find a way in through the front door, shoot your way to the top and get your guy, or you could just grappling hook up the side of the building, kick through his window and blow his head off. Or you could stand right at his spawn point, snipe his window out, and then use bullet ricochet to just end him immediately. And all of which is so satisfying and fun to do. It's like each level is just a puzzle, you're just left to figure it yourself. You know, it's not like puzzles in games like, oh, it's a puzzle, and then your fucking son goes, hey, do it this way, and you're like, boy, I was trying to figure it out myself. I would have got there. Like, I'm not an idiot. You don't need to tell me 2 seconds into this puzzle.
What about freezing the geyser under the wheel?
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the way this game looks. Now if you've played this game, you know that eventually the visuals become less jarring. I don't know how, because it's messed up. Like, look at that. Look at this. Jesus fuck. And to a lot of newcomers like myself, this was a point of contention. And I think it's really interesting, because when you look at the visuals of this game and you take a moment to really look at them, like, it's not just random nonsense. Like, well, it is. Looking at this game, you can tell that whoever's designed it knows how to make something look good, and they've chosen to do the opposite. Like, you have to work pretty hard to curate something as visually unappealing as this. Like, this isn't by chance. They don't just fucking flung textures together. And to do it in such a way so that every single map and menu in this game is burned into my brain. Now, back in ye old times, right, I get it, by the way, that you've clicked on this for a Cruelty Squad video, and you're like, why the fuck am I watching, like, an uneducated art history lesson? But bear with me. So art used to look like this, right? Every painting was trying to look as lifelike as possible. Everything had to be realistic, and if your art wasn't realistic looking, it was considered bad art. And then through time, artists developed and people came out with different stuff, and eventually we've gotten to the point where you can make something as awful looking as this, and people think, hey, that's pretty good art. That's good art right there. Now, for me personally, I feel like the gaming industry is kind of in this era, and not in the sense that everything has to look as realistic as possible, although that is part of especially the AAA market. Like, there's loads of different art styles and games out there, but all of them look pretty beautiful. I can't remember the last time I looked at a game and I was like, oh, this is trying to look as ass as possible. Like, yeah, it's cool that I can see every fucking pore on Kratos' face, but does that leave me with an impact? No. This does. Aggressively. And I don't think I've ever seen a game that's used such egregious looking graphics and horrible visuals to kind of heighten the full experience of the game. By the way, I know I'm talking a lot of shit about God of War. I've just recently played this. It's so goddamn good. Come boy. Like, it's great. Steam winter sales. Hell yeah. Now, I'm not your typical YouTube video essayist. I'm not going to be able to explain the themes and the storyline of this game in depth for an hours long video. There's plenty of them that are great. Go out and watch them. You know, I can't tell you what a goddamn Trigon is. Like, you want to understand the lore of this game? I swear, you need to get like a notebook. Like, look at this Reddit post of someone trying to explain what they think is going on in this game. Like, mate, go for a shower. That was just objectively mean, I'm sorry. So I'm going to try and speedrun my attempt at what I think is going on in this game. So let's go. So you play as a strange loser guy who's just been fired, and then this fat oaf calls you and goes, hey loser, come and work for the Cruelty Squad. And you're basically a hitman sent on missions to kill people that this organization disagrees with. In this world, rich people can't die because they have regeneration surgery, so you can just keep paying to come back. So that's why you can replay missions and you can kill the same targets, is because they keep coming back even though you killed them. It's like this constant eternal punishment for these people, I think. And then once you die, your divine light is severed. The only way to get it back is you have to go to the final mission of the game and you get it there. Or you can go to the first mission of the game and you go to a special area and you turn your resolution to 480p and you can get it back there. And there's this weird guy and I don't know who he is. And then you can also eventually get like a death surgery, which gives you a bit more abilities, and then you can play in this weird mode. So back to the mission. So you go into the missions and you kill these people and then you get out. And once you get out, you get paid. And then you can use that money to invest in the in-game stock market so you can become very wealthy. Get that CEO mindset. And when you kill people in the missions, you can actually take their body parts and sell them on a body part stock market as well. Or you could just eat the guys, yum yum yum. And then there's also a stock market for fish, because you can fish. And then like at one point in the story, the cops are sent to your apartment to kill you by your boss or something, and then you survive, and then your boss is like, haha, sorry champ. And then at some point you have to kill your bosses, and I actually can't, I don't even know why you do that. And then you go and kill this weird godlike entity, and then that's the first ending. There's 3 endings, one of which involves you buying this house for $1 million. The housing market, am I right? And then there's like this weird level, there's like Pac-Man, there's these people that look like boulders put together, and then there's a whole underground dark world where you can't see, and there's sunflower people, and then each ending is represented by some sort of Trigon, which is like a god of death and life and all this other stuff, and you're like a fucking husk, and oh my god, I don't know what the fuck is. Yeah, it's kind of dense. Cruelty Squad is one of those games that I was just morbidly curious about, and I would look at videos online, I'd be like, wow, this is cool, but I'll never play it because and I'm a little bitch. I play my Halo campaigns on easy because I want to feel like the chief. And this game is spoken about online as if it's some avant-garde, strange game and only the fucking coolest CEO mindset people can get it. At the end of the day, it's a game made by people that want people to enjoy it. Like, do you think the developers of this game were just like, let's make a game that no one will enjoy playing? Like, it's a fun indie game, and I guarantee if you gave it a shot, even the most basic Call of Duty enjoyers would probably find something to like about this game. Because it's great. Like I said earlier, it's like people that listen to Death Grips trying to get you into Death Grip. They're never going to explain it in a nice way because they want it to be this thing that they enjoy because it's weird and you wouldn't get. But that's not true. You know, I've been having a blast playing this. I've only managed 2 of the 3 endings, you know. My excuse is that I'm a bad gamer and I'm also like, I have a life. The thing that's crazy to me about this game is that as horrifying as it looks, and as strange as some of it may be, and how dense some of it can be, and how just odd it is, I feel like I'm playing an experience made by a person that cared. You know, when I play a lot of games nowadays, especially something like Assassin's Creed, for example, like I'll play that game and I feel like I'm playing something that an AI designed. Like if you just put a bunch of market research into a machine, like an AI machine, it would spit that out. It's vapid, boring, every corner is smoothed out, everything is pristinely made to be this gaming experience. And it feels like I'm playing something designed by a soulless computer. And then I play a game where the walls are made of meat and Funko Pops. The dialogue will give you tinnitus. And this is the chief of police. And it feels like I'm experiencing something made by a person who cared. And I think that's really beautiful in its own f***ed up way. Just give it a try if you haven't. Promise you'll have fun. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you later. Cheers. Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick hello to all the new people if you've stuck around. Thank you for the immense feedback on the last video. This silly wee skate video I made, yeah, it doubled everything on my channel. More than doubled. You know, I've been making YouTube videos like on and off on this channel for like 10 years. This silly skate video managed to do more than 3 times the views of my whole channel, managed to more than double my subscriber count. So 10 years of work was surpassed by silly video talking about skateboarding. It was very cool though, and I'm very appreciative. Thank you if you have stuck around, and I'm sorry for the wait before this video came out. I've been a busy little boy playing God of War. It's very humbling to know that no matter what I do, I'm always at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, it genuinely did mean a lot, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye! Bye-bye!